Hi everyone. So we will be back with another lecture of Node.js. In the previous lecture, we show what is Node.js and why we need Node.js and how to execute JavaScript with the help of Node.js. Okay. And also we learned there how to initialize Node.js project and how to use npm init and npm init default. Okay. So I hope you remember this all things. Now we will go back to another topic of Node.js. It's nothing but modules. Okay. Modules is very important topics in Node.js because modules is just like reusable code. Okay, it can be a single file, it can be a collection of file in which we can keep our functions, variables, classes, objects, and lot of things we can keep inside a single unit, and we can able to export and import that unit inside another folder. Sorry, another file. Okay, so Node.js support some inbuilt module, some local modules, and some third-party modules. What it means? It means that in Node.js, we can use three type of modules. One module is what? Core module. Core module is nothing but just installed while we are installing Node.js in our system. But local module, you can see and you can assume from the name local. Local means what? We are responsible to create that module. Okay, that is nothing but what? Local module. And third party modules. Third party modules means that we are not responsible to create that module as well. Also, that module is won't be installed while we are installing Node.js in our system. That means we are using that modules from the another side. That is nothing but what? Third party. Okay. So we are going to learn all modules step by steps. Okay, so we are opening our VS Code, and you can see in the left side we have one folder with name is what? Node tunes. Just gonna create one file with the name of index.js. You can take any name, whatever you want. And now I'm just going to create npm init, but I'm not going to use any okay, I'm just use it. Okay, don't worry. So I'm just using npm init, and as you know, if I do minus y flag, that means we don't need to press enter again and again. It's initialize the project by default. Okay, just press enter. You can see by default package.json will created there. Now inside index.js. Okay, so first of all, we have to create one problem. Why we use modules, and what actually problem was solved by modules, right? Okay, just assume I have one class. It's nothing but a word student. I have one class name is student. Now, this student have a constructor with name. I've been talking. We don't take name. Okay, don't worry. Okay, I have one class student, and inside the student have to find addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, so nothing but simple arithmetic calculation. Okay, now I have one function because just assume I have this dot a is equal to 20. Okay, a is equal to, or actually we can use directly. Okay, because we are not doing lot of things here. Okay, so let a is equal to 20. Okay, because I'm trying to make it easy. Okay, so while I'm using classes, that moment it may be some complex for you. Okay, so I'm just skipping class at this moment, but in future videos, and while we are using Node.js for building our APIs, that time we are using only class and objects and constructor. But at this time I have to only explain what is module, so that I'm not gonna use the class and enhance their complexity. Okay, now I have two variables a and b. Okay, now I need to find some subtraction as well multiplication. So first of all, we have to create one function with the name of add, and just type a and b. Okay, and now this function log a plus b. Fine. Now, okay. Now I have to find what subtraction, so that I'm just gonna create one function for subtraction, and this function can take two variables as a parameter a and b, and now we have to log a minus b. Okay, now const multiplication, and also we are going to use same things at this time also, a into b, and this takes two variable a and b. That's it. Okay, now while I'm calling this all variable, add subtraction and multiplication. Okay, and now I'm gonna run this file. So have you remember node? How can we run the file? With the node and file name with extension or without extension. Node and just index, press enter. Nan. Okay, just a minute. Because I'm not sending any value here from here, so that I'm just sending. I think there is no any need of creating this variable, because I can pass the variable while we're calling the function. Okay, 10 and 20, fine. Also, I'm sending for subtraction 10 and 20. Also, I'm sending same variable, same values. Okay, and this time if I'm gonna run this file, 30 minus 10 and 200. Okay, we are getting our result whatever we achieve and whatever we want to achieve. Okay, now it's fine, it's working fine. Great. Now I have another student. Student one is there. Okay, and the student need to find add, subtraction and multiplication for their work. Okay, so how can we do that? We can do that with the same things whatever we are doing here, right? Okay, now that means it again it working fine, because we're doing same thing, because inside of index.js also we do same work, inside student1.js also we do same work. I have another student 2 with this, and also this student have to find addition, subtraction and multiplication of two number. So again we are writing same things here. You can see we are doing same thing, but we are writing it again and again. So is there any way to resolve this type of problem, because we are using same thing? So how can I do that? Okay, so it has some solution with the help of what? Modules. We can use modules to resolve this type of problem. How? Just assume this index dot you have to create only one index.js file. Okay, for calculation. Now, is there any way by which we can use this multiplication, subtraction, addition function in all this file? Is there any way? Yeah, there is way. By making its module. Okay, a file is by default module, so we have to export it. Okay, because a file is treated as a module inside a JavaScript, so we have to only export this file, this function, and import inside this student one and student two. So how we can use, like, okay, module modules dot exports dot function name. Okay, and now we are using same things for everyone. Okay, modules dot, okay, I think module, not modules. Fine. Okay, I think we Okay, we are missing point. Okay, you can see what happened here. Okay, now it's fine. Modular exports, and what we are doing here, actually we are exporting our function for importing in another file. Okay, like now inside student.1, I'm just gonna remove this all line of code and just only use const add require index dot js. Okay, if I'm clicking over it, I can able to open the add function. Okay, that means what, we can uh, successfully import our add function inside student1. And while I'm at that time I'm only using add function, so just comment all these things. And now just run student1. Okay, student1, just enter. What happened? We'll find module standing here, but okay, what happened? Student1 js. Actually, we are forgetting to remove these functions from here, because you can see we are actually from index.js, we have to remove this function like this because we are exporting this function. Okay, so we can't use like this. Okay, so I'm just commenting this all function, and now I have to use this functionality inside student1.js and student2.js. So just come inside the student1.js and just import this function like this. Otherwise, we can import it manually. Okay, and now we can able to run our application now. But the add is not a function. Okay. We have to use like this because we are exporting what, this file index.js file. So we have to use like this from the it nothing but what, destructuring. Okay, so just enter and you can see we will get 30. Now I have to subtraction, I have to this, so that just okay, from this file actually we are importing this index.js file. Inside this index.js file we have three functions which are exported function, what, add, multiplication and subtraction. While we are using a normal function, you can see if you're using normal function const divide is equal to, and it take same things, a and b, and it log a divide b. Okay, if you are seeing here and press just control and space, you can see there is no any hint for the division function because it is normal function. We can't export this function from the index.js file. Okay, so that we won't getting hint of that function here. I hope you understand what we are doing here. So I'm just gonna revision once it. You can see we are creating one file with the name of index.js, and we have to find to do calculation of arithmetic calculation. So that we have to require create three functions with the name add, subtraction and multiplication. So but we need same requirement in several files, so that we have to create this function as a module.export. By the help of this we can able to import and export this function in another file for use. Okay, so we are just creating this function from modular export add, and inside this we are writing our logics in anything. Okay, for the calculation. Now inside student1.js we are we are importing the index.js file, and from this index.js file we are getting three function: add, multiplication and subtraction. And now we can able to use this function here. Okay, this is the use of modules, and this process of module is what? Local module. This is what? Local module. We are using what? Local module, because we are creating add function, subtraction function and multiplication function, so that we are responsible to create this function here. Okay, so this is nothing but what local function. Fine. Now, what is a core modules? So core modules is like when we are installing Node in our system, it automatically install with the Node.js. So we are not responsible to install it manually. Okay. So is there any example? Yeah, there is several example of core modules like HTTP, FS module, asset modules, OS module. Lot of core module is there. We can go and visit from the Node.js documentation. You can get all these core modules, local modules, as well as some hints about the third party modules. Okay, so now we are using const http. This is nothing but what? Core module. We don't need to install it because we are direct use it. Okay, that means if you're using another module, so you have to install it in your application. Then after you can able to use it. Otherwise, you have to create this module inside your file manually. Then try to use like before. But we are using what? Core module. So it already downloaded while you were installing Node.js. So just we have to import in our file. We don't need to create it. Okay. So require HTTP. Okay. Now I'm just going to create HTTP. We are using HTTP for creating our server. HTTP dot create server. Okay. And inside this, we can pass error. Okay. And if is the any error, print the log message. There is error. And now actually you can see here we are creating server. Okay, so server is running over any specific port, so we have to give its port using listen. Okay, inside listen we are just giving 3000 port. Okay, now just give one message if our server is successfully created, so this message will print in the console. Server is running. Okay, just go and run our index file. Index. Server is what? Running. Fine. Now, if I'm giving something like invalid things, what happened at the time? Let's go and see. We are getting error because our server is not running successfully because we are giving invalid port. Okay. I hope you understand what is core modules, because we are using core modules without installing and downloading it, direct use. Okay, so this is what core module. Now we are using third party modules, right? So why, how can we use third party modules? Okay, inside of third party modules, one module is very popular with which name is what? Express. I hope you heard about it. Express. Let's just write in a comment. Are you know about it or not before before this lecture? Okay. So I'm just going to use const express from require express. Okay. Now if I'm running this file, we're getting error. We're getting error. Why? Because express cannot find module Express because because Express is not a core module, not a type of local module. It's third party module. So we have to install it. Okay, so how can we install? So for the installing, you can use yarn, as well you can use npm. So when you are installing with npm, we have to establish our internet connection. Okay, because it uses internet. Now I'm just giving npm install, okay, Express. Instead of this install, you can use only I stand for install. Just click enter. Within a second, your package will installed. Now, if you assume, sorry, if you consider inside our left side, one new folder is introduced here with the name node modules. This node module have all the necessary dependency whatever we install inside our application. It's very important file and very heavy file. Okay, so just click this and see, lot of folders is here. Lot of folders here. Whatever we install our express is there in any folder. Just inside some folders we have to find out, but it's not our work to find the express where actually express is stay inside the node module. So yeah, you can see express is here. Okay, all the necessary things of express is here. Now that time, if we are going to execute our index.js file, we won't get any error. We won't get any error because this express is installed successfully by installing npm I express, right? So this is nothing but what? Third party modules. Okay, and in this series, in this Node.js lecture, we are using Express for building our Node.js application in APIs and all anything about APIs and uh, server type applications. Okay, so I hope you understand this video well, and if you understand, just give and subscribe the channel and hit the bell icons. So we will see you soon in next session with another energy and starting our actual topic with Node.js.